Welcome back, guys. Game one for all of the NBA playoff series are now officially finished. We're starting the new week. Game twos start today, so let's go ahead and break down what happened in our game ones. Starting off with my Cleveland Cavaliers taking down the Toronto Raptors 126 to 113. This game was an absolute blowout. The scoreboard doesn't really show it because we put the bench in a little too early, in my opinion, and had to bring the starters back into the game, which you typically don't want to see, especially in a playoff series. You know, when you're about to rest the starters, you want them to be rested for sure. But hey, a win's a win. We still won by 13 points. This team, I was worried about them going into the series. I hope they can keep it up because I think Toronto's still going to match up pretty good against us. So, really hoping to see the same energy in game two. And really, what they say, a playoff series doesn't start until a road team wins. So, excited for tonight, but very happy with our performance. Max Strus, lights out. The whole team looked like they played great. So, love it. Can't wait for game two tonight. But let's go ahead and get into the next series where we have the Denver Nuggets beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 116 to 105. I think this game or this series still could be a good series for both Denver and Minnesota. I think Denver does win this series, and I just think they're a lot deeper than Minnesota. Minnesota really needs Anthony Edwards to play Superman in this entire series to have a chance in it. Unfortunately, in game one, you saw probably a total of 3 minutes of him, and then he kind of just played a little bit more reserved, where he needs to be going downhill the entire game to even stand a chance. And a big thing that I noticed in this game was, because I didn't get to watch this one live, I actually had to watch this one in replay on Sunday before the games. Minnesota needs to take advantage of when Denver pulls Jokic off the court. They were down by 10, and when Jokic got back out on the court, they were only down by 2. And, you know, Gobert can only do so much about Jokic, especially with Jokic being able to shoot threes and just being as crafty as he is. So, I think Denver wins this series, but Minnesota, I'm curious to see whether they're going to show up tonight or not in Denver, because I think if they don't win tonight, the series is for sure over, and Denver will win this in at most 5. So Minnesota needs to answer tonight in order to have a chance, in my opinion. Next, we have the New York Knicks beating the Atlanta Hawks 113-102. The Knicks had pretty much control over this game from start to finish. One thing I will point out, though, is that Atlanta seemed to start getting in a groove towards the end of this game. So I'm going to be very curious to see how Game 2 goes, because that was something that really stood out to me. Was they started off this game kind of, I don't know if we could play with them, and then towards the end of the game, it was like, oh yeah, no, we can compete. The game was already out of hand at that time, but Jalen Johnson's definitely going to need to step up, which I know is difficult since he's got OG on him 24/7. But I think Atlanta has what it takes to at least make this a series. I don't necessarily think they'll win, but I think they'll make it a series for sure against the Knicks here. So Knicks win 113-102. I like what I see out of this series. I think it's going to be a fun series. Hopefully not a sweep. But Atlanta's definitely going to need Jalen Johnson to step up big time. But this was a fun game to end the night off. We had the LA Lakers beating the Houston Rockets. Lakers without Luka and Austin Reeves, where Houston was out KD. We got good old LeBron James coming back, dropping only 19 points in this one. For some reason, I thought he had more. But Luke Kennard was the hero of the night with 27 points, making, I think, 3 3-pointers in the fourth quarter alone. And one thing I do think is just crazy to reminisce on. I know I haven't really talked too much NBA this year, but DFS just getting a DNP during the series after he left the Lakers in free agency to join the Houston Rockets on a pretty big deal, and to not even get any kind of minutes, I think is crazy. But yeah, this one was a real interesting game, and Bronny James getting minutes over Dalton Knecht. I hope they move Dalton Knecht in the offseason because I actually really still believe in Dalton Knecht and think he could be a good player in the league. So hopefully we can get him in a situation where he can get some good minutes moving forward. But this was a great game. I think this series is going to go to 6. It really just depends on when Kevin Durant comes back, which is hopefully this week, early this week, which would be game 2 on, I believe, Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night. So, yeah, that was Saturday's matchups. Let's go ahead and get into Sundays now. Next, we had the Boston Celtics taking down the Philadelphia 76ers, 123-91. This game wasn't even remotely close. Boston was up by 30 for majority of this game, and Philadelphia has no chance in this game, especially without Embiid. If Embiid's playing, they might have a smaller chance of winning, or a slightly better chance of winning at least a game. But Embiid being out is a really big blow to this team for sure, especially when you have Tatum dropping 25 points, Jaylen Brown dropping 26. It's going to be a long, well, let me pause on that actually. It's going to be a very short series because this is just sweep. If there's any series that I can see being a sweep, it's this one, 100%. Or this next series I'm going to talk about. Or the game after, we had the OKC Thunder laying down the hammer on the Phoenix Suns, 119-84. This game actually was not close at all. At all. OKC couldn't miss anything at all. The bench pretty much played the entire second half, where SGA really didn't have to do much in the second half. He dropped 25 points. Jalen Williams, 22 points. Chet Holmgren, 16 points. And then the rest was just, I mean, literally their entire bench did play in this game. I mean, so, yeah, I think this series is definitely a sweep. If there's a sweep in this first round, this one and Philadelphia and Boston. Phoenix, they have the opportunity to make things interesting, but I just don't see it happening at all. So let's go ahead and move into the next game where we had our first upset of the first round. We had the Orlando Magic beating the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons 112-101 in Detroit. And as I said earlier in this video, the playoff series does not start until the road team wins the first game. So Orlando, I mean, they took command over this game pretty early on. And, there was times where Detroit started to come back and made it a close game. And every time that they did that, Orlando had an answer back, which is surprising. I mean, this is a team I wouldn't want to see necessarily in the playoffs. But at the same time, with all the struggles that the Magic went through this season, I think their head coach is still going to get fired at the end of the year, no matter what happens with the locker room being lost. But I was impressed by this Orlando Magic team in this first game. Very physical series. I'm gonna be curious to see how Detroit answers back in game 2, because Detroit just didn't have that push to make it over the hump in this game, ultimately. I mean, Cade Cunningham, 39 points, and then your next highest scoring leaders were Tobias Harris with 17, and then Duncan Robinson with 9 points. You're not going to win playoff series like this. So Detroit's got a lot to figure out. JB Bickerstaff, I saw people saying that, does he get fired if they lose the series? Absolutely not. I do not think Detroit fires JB Bickerstaff after this series. I mean, he's a Coach of the Year candidate again, and I think he probably will win it this year. But I say you at least run it back one more year. I think, quitting. I think there's more than just coaching with this team that needs fixing. I mean, you have pretty much no shooting on the team, and I think your box score here, explains a lot of that. So, I mean, there's a lot of roster things that need figured out in this offseason for Detroit, but I'm not ready to throw the towel in on JB yet. So, this is definitely a series I want to keep a close eye on, other than, of course, my Cavs, because we'll most likely be playing the winner of this series if we win our series. So, definitely keeping a close eye on this one to, kind of get a good feeling on what to prepare for. I personally would rather play Detroit if Cleveland wins. I think we match up better against them. Orlando is not a team I really want to see. I think we would win, but like I said, not a team I really want to see in the playoffs. So let's get into our last game where we had the San Antonio Spurs taking down the Portland Trail Blazers 111-98. Portland, ultimately, they just don't have enough to compete in this series. Denny, he had 30 points last night, but I think Portland has a bright future. They're not ready to shine right now. They're, the ignition's starting to get lit. They're trying to get fire, but they're not quite ready for this yet. San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama, the whole team really just played great. Dylan Harper only getting 6 points in this game. Really not a whole lot of run, which, it seems like they've been getting Vassell more of the run lately in Castle. Even playing Fox at the wing, I heard last night. I heard them saying that in the starting lineup, and I was shocked by that. But, hey, a win's a win. Wembanyama with 35 points. Another great performance for his MVP caliber season, which I'll be curious if he wins it or not. I doubt it, but that'd be cool to see a player in their third year, again, win MVP. And he's definitely a good enough player to win the award as well. But that's going to wrap up Game 1 in this weekend's games. Definitely very excited for NBA playoff basketball. There's nothing quite like it that competes with it. I like March Madness a lot, but NBA playoffs is a whole different thing as well. But until next time, guys, we got plenty more games to go. Hopefully I'll get a couple more videos out this week, recapping some more games, and we'll get a pod in for sure. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. Helps us out a ton. Helps me out a ton. Comment down below who you think is the MVP this season. And make sure you subscribe, most importantly, for more videos. Keep updated on, when we're releasing podcasts, videos like this, and etc. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Real quick, one thing I did want to mention to you guys, DTF actually brought it to my attention right after I finished recording. Jarrett Allen did change shoes for the first time in 9 years, I believe he said. So that could be a big reason on why the Cavs could win the NBA Finals this year. Fun little thing I wanted to mention to you guys. All right, make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.